All right, let's dive into something that's super exciting, but also, let's be real, super frustrating sometimes, making your first real money online.
And we're going to zero in on this number, $1,000. Now, why this specific number? Well, because it's not just cash in the bank. Nope, it's proof. It's the milestone that tells you, hey, this idea I have, it can actually work. Honestly, it's the most important thumbs up you can give yourself when you're just starting out. But man, getting there can feel totally impossible, right? You get hit with this tidal wave of advice. You got to build a brand, post on TikTok, start a newsletter, learn SEO, and you just end up stuck. It's called analysis paralysis, and it's a real thing. Too many options and no clear first step. So what if I told you there's a way to just slice through all that noise? What if the path to that first grand was actually a shortcut, a way to get there faster by, and get this, doing less?
All right, so let's get into it. The key to this whole shortcut is this really powerful idea, a mental model that's going to act like our compass for this whole journey. We're calling it the 80-20 shortcut, and it's all about achieving more by focusing on less.
Now, this is all based on a concept called the Pareto Principle, but you've probably heard of it as the 80-20 rule. And the idea is actually super simple, but it's profound. It basically says that for most things in life, a whopping 80% of your results come from just a tiny 20% of your efforts. Think about it. In a business, 80% of sales often come from just 20% of the customers.
And when you actually see it laid out like this, it kind of messes with your head, right? That tiny little 20% slice of your effort, your time, your focus, that's the thing generating almost everything you want. And meanwhile, that huge 80% chunk of stuff you're doing, yeah, that's barely moving the needle. It's wild.
So here's the absolute key takeaway. Our entire mission, our whole goal, is to figure out what's in that powerful 20%, the vital few actions, and then learn to just ruthlessly ignore the rest, all the trivial stuff.
Okay, but to find that magic 20%, we first have to know what we're trying to avoid. We need to talk about what I call the 80% trap. This, right here, is where most people get completely stuck. It's all that busy work that makes you feel productive, but gets you, well, pretty much nowhere.
Before I show you the list, just take a second. Think about your own to-do list for your online project. Does any of it sound a little too familiar?
Oh yeah, this is the trap in action. It's spending a whole week trying to design the perfect logo. It's doing market research for days without ever actually talking to a real, living, breathing potential customer. Or building this super complex, beautiful website before you even know what you're selling. And oh, my personal favorite, tweaking your social media bio for the 10th time this week. These things feel like you're making progress, but they do nothing, absolutely nothing to get you closer to making money.
So, if that's the trap, what's the escape plan? Well, it's all about finding your high-impact 20%. These are the moves that directly, and I mean directly, drive you towards that first $1,000. And this right here, this is the whole game. On one side, you've got the 80% trap, all that busy work, and on the other, you have your 20% focus, the real business-building stuff. The difference is like night and day.
So what does that 20% focus actually look like? It's creating what's called a minimum viable offer, the absolute simplest version of what you can sell. It's getting on the phone or sending DMs and actually talking to potential customers. It's sending out proposals or making sales calls. You know, anything, any action that leads directly to getting your first paid client.
All right, so let's wrap this all up into a simple, repeatable game plan you can literally start using today. This is your digital income roadmap. It's just 4 steps, super simple. Step 1, define your $1,000 offer. What exactly are you selling to make that first G? Step 2, brain dump. List out every single action you think you need to take. Just get it all out of your head. Now step 3, this is where the magic happens. Go through that huge list and isolate the critical 20%. For every single item, ask yourself, will this task directly lead to a sale? Be honest. And finally, step 4, execute relentlessly. Just forget everything else on that list for now and laser focus on that 20%.
Because here's the real bottom line, folks. Success online isn't about doing more things. It's not about being the busiest person with the longest to-do list. It's about consistently doing more of the right things.
You know, the source material for this whole idea puts it perfectly. Your first $1,000 online is a shortcut to success. It's not about cheating, it's about being smart. It's about understanding the game and putting your energy where it's actually going to count.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question to chew on right now.
Look at your goals, your project, whatever you're working on. What is the one single task you could do today that you know deep down is in your 20%?